You're watching the Run For It YouTube channel. I'm Finlay and this episode is on the brand new Salomon DRX Defy Grvl running shoes. We'll cover the tech, how they feel to run in and what these are best suited to. Hope you enjoy the episode. Now, as the name suggests, the outsole is inspired by gravel bike tyres. So if we look at the outsole, we have these slightly larger chevrons around the perimeter of the outsole, and then we have these smaller lugs in the middle. They're all relatively shallow in depth. Now, the benefit of this outsole construction is that it should perform on both hard packed terrain and slightly looser packed terrain, which is pretty much what you'll expect to find on gravel paths. The Contagrip outsole compound should also perform on both wet and dry terrain. The midsole features Salomon's energyFOAM compound. This premium material is designed to feel very light and exceptionally responsive under your feet. The result should be a propulsive ride that helps you maintain your pace. With a 34mm high heel and 26mm high forefoot, it offers a relatively high degree of protection for running on hard packed terrain. The standout feature to talk about in the DRX Defy Grvl is the active chassis support. Now, in road shoes, it's very common to find some additional structure and support in the midsole, but it's not so common in trail shoes, and some runners will benefit from this. As you'd expect, the support system is designed to help guide your feet and ankles throughout the gait cycle, but it also does a little bit more than that. So on the medial side, we have this system here where this is actually firmer. This red structure is firmer than the rest of the midsole. So at landing, that's going to provide some lateral stability and should work really well at helping stop you going over your ankle. And a lot of runners are worried about this when they're running on slightly uneven surfaces. On the medial side, the structure rises up, but this system here is the same density as the foam in the midsole. So it's just there to offer a little bit of extra guidance for your feet. The upper features a standard lacing system. It doesn't have Salomon's quick lace design. It's a lightweight mesh. There's some padding on the tongue and inside the heel collar. It's worth pointing out the structure that runs along the lateral and medial side of the upper, as that should increase the durability, and it also adds some integrity to the upper. On to the test run. We tested these out on a relatively flat route that included tarmac, gravel tracks, and some woodland paths. On the hard terrain, the cushioning felt light, energetic, and relatively protective. While it didn't feel soft, it felt very compliant underfoot, and this delivered a really comfortable experience. Most importantly, you couldn't feel the lugs coming through the midsole on the hard packed terrain, so that also increased the comfort when you're running on those road-like surfaces. The transition onto the gravel path felt really good. You can just feel that outsole giving you a little bit more purchase on that looser terrain. At the same time, the midsole felt pretty propulsive, and it also felt really stable on that type of surface. Now, unless you really think about it, you aren't going to be aware of the active chassis support. It almost just feels as if it's cradling the back of your feet. So there was definitely the odd step where just my foot went a little bit on an uneven surface and you could just feel that support kicking in. So I think importantly, if you don't need the support, it's not going to inhibit you in any way. You're not going to be aware of it. It's not intrusive. But if you do need that little bit of extra stability at times, it will kick in and help you. And that's really important for runners who typically train in a more supportive road running shoe and will benefit from a little bit of additional stability on the trails. But just to confirm, even if you run in neutral running shoes and don't require some additional stability, that support might still give you some benefits when you're on those slightly uneven surfaces. It's worth noting that the transition back to the road also felt very comfortable. Trail shoes can often feel a little bit clunky when you get back to those road surfaces, but these felt just as comfortable as they did at the start. So you don't need to worry about covering extended sections of road at the end of your run. When it comes to the fit, there's not a huge amount to say. The toe box offers an accommodating fit, so will suit a wide range of foot shapes. The Sensi Fit upper holds your midfoot and ankle really well, and we would recommend choosing your normal running shoe size. Overall, these are great hybrid running shoes. You can use them on long sections of road and then gravel paths, and of course they perform really well on light woodland trails. So if you're thinking these might be a good option for off-road park runs, then you're absolutely right. They would be perfectly suited to some of those routes. And naturally, a lot of runners will use these as door-to-trail running shoes. Some of you might be thinking, well, why would you not just use a road shoe on the terrain that you would maybe use the DRX Defy Grvl on? And well, this outsole is going to be a lot more durable than the outsoles that you'll find on road shoes, and critically, it's going to offer a lot more grip when the conditions are slightly wet or slippery under your feet. We wouldn't recommend using these on very steep or technical and rocky routes. There just isn't enough grip for that sort of terrain. That's where the Salomon Genesis would be the logical option, and that model also comes with Salomon's active chassis support, so provides really good structure and a lot of help when you're running on that technical sort of terrain. That brings me to the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please make sure and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Of course, if you have any questions at all, please comment on the episode and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. See you soon.